War Gamers, we are taking a look at something here today. As many people would be familiar with, a couple years back, Games Workshop partnered with, I think it was Hatchet in Europe, in Britain and whatnot, in order to put together Warhammer Conquest magazine. And what that was, it was basically a collection of prints and hobby supplies and models that you would get over the span of a whole bunch of months, were basically built up two small armies. The original ones were Space Marines, and honestly, I don't for the life of me remember. However, North Americans were eagerly awaiting the day where we could see it, and that day has come. Back in January, they announced that the second version of it, Warhammer Imperium, was coming to North America for people to subscribe to, and here we go. We got the first 3 issues in that I'm going to be taking a quick look at here. So, yeah. So basically, what it is like you get what you see here, whole bunch of things. So let's see. We got. I don't actually know which one is pack 1. They don't actually tell you, at least from what I can see. I think we got it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at each pack here and just kind of give a quick little rundown of what we got. So we got a bunch of dice here. So it looks like we got 6 just standard white D6. Nothing really special there. It's something that every hobbyist has a whole ton of. But in addition to that, we have a Primaris Lieutenant. So this is the same one, I believe, that came in the Indominus box, as well as a Royal Warden for Necrons, which I believe was also in the Indominus box. So just a couple little models there, basically starting off the whole shebang for you. So let's see here. We got the 2 bases for them. So we got our 2 typical bases, perfect. And then we have the spiritual successor to the red whippy stick, the clear measuring stick here. To be honest, these aren't nearly as fun as the whippy sticks, but they are what they are. So anyway, let us keep breaking into it and see what the print side of things has to offer here. Yeah, so okay, so there we go. So we got issue number 1. So I am cracking this open correctly here. It gives a little bit of a breakdown of what to expect here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it kind of tells us what the contents are. All right, and okay, so this is kind of interesting. So it looks like they come in such a way that we can put them into a binder of some sort, and I believe I do recall seeing something about that. I'm just going to pull back a little bit just so we have a better view on everything. Here. So we have a much better view on everything here. So yeah, so it looks like the whole thing is designed to go into a binder. It just kind of gives you a breakdown of a whole bunch of stuff here, which is kind of neat. So it gives you a little bit of naming charts and all that sort of stuff. That's interesting. War gear achievements, details. So it almost looks like this is kind of designed to play a little bit of a campaign, like a crusade, which is kind of cool. So we got build instructions right there, which is actually really quite nice. It's a great way of getting people into it, I think. Got the Necrons there. Got a little bit of an article on painting, which is kind of nice, a breakdown of the various types of paints that you can use with it. And you'll see as it goes on, paints come with it as well. So all in all, like, the whole thing makes for a really interesting learn how to play type scenario here. It actually looks like we have the learn how to play is even going to take into consideration the models that were sent with it. So very kind of cool there. Yeah, So yeah, so I mean, for veterans, it's nothing that we haven't seen before here. It gives you an idea of what's coming in issue 2 there. So it's nothing we haven't seen before, which, I mean, is frankly to be expected. Veterans, you know, we know the drill on this sort of stuff. But for new players, like, this actually seems like it's fairly good value here. Kind of gives you an idea of what you might be looking at for the rest of the stuff here. So really kind of got a whole lot going on here. Got to stop repeating myself. And then what do we got here? So this appears... Oh, whoops, sorry. Let's just fix that here. So it appears here we have the little game board here, the Learn to Play game board. So very, very small, but look at that. It even gives you some cutout D's, I don't know, like D6. That is weird. Maybe those are more countdown dice right there. And then there is the opposite side. There is the Necron side, which is actually kind of cool. These actually look like they'd be kind of cool for background photos or something along those lines. And then we have the Imperium. It is just a giant poster with, oh my goodness, there's a bunch of stuff in here. So we've got a whole bunch going on in here. Just, it looks like a giant advert, and we have a giant picture of the stuff that's going to be coming over the course of this subscription here. So a whole lot going on here. And what's the poster? The poster is basically giant Indominus box poster. Or rather, artwork that came with it. Okay, so that is issue 1. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of speed through these here because, like I said, we're just taking a look at the first little bits of content. So let's grab number 2 here. He's going to cut it open. And this is one of the other things that comes with it. You get some paints. And it actually sounds liquid, which is actually really good because this is being delivered to Canada where it is currently still kind of cold. So the fact that it's actually liquid and hopefully not separated is really kind of nice. We do get our first brush with it as well. We get a starter brush that has absolutely no protection on it, and oh my god, that feels chunky. That feels chunky. I don't know what's going on with this, but it looks like something got onto it. I don't even know if that's worth keeping. That tip is just atrociously bad. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know the story on that one. And then we have a trio of Necron Warriors. So, yep. We've seen Necron Warriors before. We know what they are like, and these are the new ones from the Indominus release, which is kind of cool. Although I guess to be expected, they don't want to give us the old Necron Warriors anymore. So let's see what else we got in here. So we have issue 2 of Imperium. So I'd imagine we're going to see something very similar with this. So we're seeing, a bit of a table of contents here. We have the warriors themselves, probably going to be, yeah, so there's the data sheets right there. Looks like a little bit of lore to go in here as well, talking about the Silent King, some Ultramarine stuff. There's our how to build. These guys were actually pretty easy to build. I was actually really impressed with the Necron Warriors from Indominus. They're push fit, but they didn't actually require glue, which was kind of neat. Most push fit I still find requires glue. These ones were able to operate on their own. So it starts looking at a bunch of the other different hobby tools here. Now, I mean, obviously Citadel stuff always, you're paying a little bit of a premium for the Citadel name. So keep in mind that, you don't necessarily need to buy the branded stuff for it, but they do provide it for you if you want it. Kind of gives you a nice little quick how to paint here. Going even as far as 3 codes. Ooh, geez. Going against the Gospel of Duncan there. And then we have it gives you the painting guide on the Royal Warden as well from the previous box. And it's all very just simple stuff here. And it looks like we have another mission in here. So it looks like it's the lieutenant against 3 warriors here, and gives you some quick data sheet profile. So obviously they're not giving you everything you need in order to play the game full on, but they're giving you enough that you can learn it and get into it. All right. So cool. All right, so let's take a look at issue 3, and this is the last one for now because issues 4 and 5, or 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe, are the next batch out. And we got some McCraig Blue, and once again, it is still liquid, so that's kind of cool. Alright, and it looks like we have Assault Intercessors on these ones. So we get 3 Assault Intercessors. As you can see, it looks like it's the same kit right there. So very nice. Add a couple of Assault Intercessors. And I'm going to be painting these guys up in the 4th company of Space Marines. Because I do have I can't remember his name now. Things are failing me. But I got the captain for that one. So this one, it looks like it's going to be more of the same. So we get a little bit of stuff on the Assault Intercessors, a little bit of lore on the Dark Imperium, Tomb World stuff, Domain of Mankind. I love maps like this. I always think the maps are always really neat. I'd like to see more stuff like that. And it looks like they are telling a little bit of a story with all this, which is kind of cool. So we have our how to builds right there. And then, a little bit of this is kind of an interesting one. I don't know if I saw this before, but it actually gives you a little bit of a rundown of keeping the paint pots clean, like cleaning up the insides here, just to reduce the paint drying out. That is notorious for Games Workshop paints. These things will dry out like nobody's business. A little bit of information on using a palette, paint on brush. So just a little bit of hobby tips. Again, it's something that, you know, people who've been in the hobby for a long time are well aware of, but for people jumping into it, it's very nice. One thing I'm not liking here is that these guys don't appear to be primed in any way. And a little part of me really dislikes that, because I think I'm a fundamental believer that you prime your minis first, and these guys don't look like they're being primed at all, at least from the looks of it, and that really kind of bothers me. But anyway, oh yeah, so there we go. You'll notice some areas have not been painted. If you got paint on these details, don't worry, they are bare plastic. So no, these have not been primed. I suppose you can do that. I don't think you should, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. You do get another mission in this one, and it looks like now it's a bunch of warriors and some Assault Intercessors. Yeah, and it looks like you got the 3 Assault Intercessors right there. So, yeah, and we're finally getting to make use of a little bit more of the models. So, there we go. That is the first couple issues to Imperium there. It does show in the issues to come, we're going to be seeing some Scorpek Destroyers, and these are absolutely gorgeous models. I absolutely love them. That did come with lead belcher, some lead belcher paint. And then we actually get an exclusive Primaris Captain, which is kind of cool. I know a lot of people are kind of itching to get their hands on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have subscribed just for that particular model. It looks really cool. I like the pose, so looking forward to seeing it. So anyway, that is the first 3 issues of Warhammer 40k Imperium, finally available in North America. So I'm sure for a lot of you this is not new stuff, but hey, for us North Americans, it is just another way of kind of engaging with the hobby, and it looks really cool as a way for new players to get into it. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. You know, hit that like and subscribe button, leave your comments below, let us know what you think, what you didn't like, what you liked, all that sort of great stuff, and we will see you next time. And as always, happy wargaming.